Realized you were UC Navy this whole time. Hey, your call what you share and what you don't. And I guess in the spirit of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Vae Victis. Woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin. A title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come. I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any... No telling how long... That's actually a souvenir from my... The Red Devils... The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devil... It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devil... And the eyes were my parting gift. Still no word from the cap. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Va'ruun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor. That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. to demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic, and at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to act. 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
I'm uncomfortable opening the archives without gathering more information. However, if that's the path forward you prefer, then so be it.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanners somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there. Delays could mean lives here, Captain.
assault rifle! Grab it! Now!
Stop!
Now hit him with everything you got! Lights out on them!
Down.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready. Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move!
An evacuation order has been issued for the... All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
Gonna be okay. It's not real.
Not now. Okay. You might back up. Don't just stand there.
Wait, officer, are you and this woman experts? Take whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. First, hold them as best we can.
It's not real! Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real! We have to put down that floor!
Don't let them get me.
I can take you! I need some help over here.
It's got me! It's got me! Where are you?
Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's
Order has
move!
been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You're gonna be okay. It's not real.
You might back up. Don't just stand there.
We're out of the woods. That was the last time. I'm sure they had something they could use.
Wait, officer. Are you and this woman experts? Take whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need.
of them first. You're not gonna let me find a
Don't tell me where to eat that.
Heard you might be looking for some backup.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here. But we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault?
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us. Roger that. We're on you. Anyone posing around here's gotta have a death wish.
You're not gonna leave me, are you?
Down! Get down!
This is useless. You've already lost. We should go tell the sergeant what happened.
Heavens, you're back in one piece. Well, I guess our people weren't so lucky.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you. The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your home.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Captain,
Just killed UC citizens.
Hadrian,
They're not
it would
killing
appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
something wrong, Captain? If you need a moment, by all means, take it. Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, you will have our full support in collecting the but to accomplish those goals, as such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand...
Yes.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed, someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us? I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, Deputy McIntyre in the you should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United...
Time to share her down here. I'm gonna go check it. And with Chief Engineer Kulkarni, start getting a plan together for that data. I'll coordinate putting the data to good use with the Cabinet. We'll be ready to move as soon as you've got it. No chance we'd get anything if it was me going.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got more work. What they're doing to stop new alien attacks on the city.
Have you seen these orders? A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard captain. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the... I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the Cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know we're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means
Last I checked, it takes 2 parties to fight a war. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Va'ruun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Va'ruun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done. It won't be.
Both ambassadors have reasons they won't. Now, I'll provide guidance on...
And I do mean... Though that doesn't mean we can't.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Va'ruun? Ambassador Balmore's. When the rest of House Va'ruun... He's since... Though claiming to know how a member of House Va'ruun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Well, these days, the House Va'ruun zealots are fun to... But that hasn't always been the case. After they ended the Serpent's Crusade about 70 years back, it's why they have an embassy, leaving behind, to our knowledge, just the ambassador and his duty under the armistice.
Well said. There's no reason...
Of course. But there is... another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare. Scans of the facility...
Your task is to find him and... I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door. Here. This device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. And fair warning...
Now, officially...
Use your experience.
And who knows? But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her.
Certainly.
UC intelligence has a...
But getting caught trespassing is a...
So?
Now, we recovered some... But there's also a disgruntled staff member.
Name's Cameron. He works... And someone...
Yes, many. Don't steal anything. Don't get caught anywhere you're not supposed to. Absolutely do not harm anyone. If something goes wrong, we'll do our best to smooth things over, but I can't make any promises.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Now, if you have additional questions, I'd suggest you start with him. Be smart out there, Captain.
Excuse me? Was it really terramorphs? In the city? Did you actually go down there and fight those things?
Captain, Admiral Logan informed me of your part in halting the attacks. You can just call them SysDef. They're the division responsible for It's not a small job, keeping the... They work out of the ship, the UC Vigilance. But the support request was a little vague on which you're at. Military used to have... The creation of the Vanguard was an acknowledgement by the... So it's the Vanguard's job...
Captain on deck. Something for you when you have a moment.
Got anything? Need to offload? Trader. Doherty's always by. Kiosk right here for you. Hey, what can I do for you? Sure, have at it. I'm sure you can find something you like. Sure, have at it.
Captain, greetings.
Anything I can help you with? Okay, no problem.